Gentlemen, daddies, fathers, fellow dad bodders, welcome back to the Dad Bod Dad Pod. If you're new here, welcome to the Dad Bod community. Even if you don't have a dad bod, you are welcome here. We love to have you. This podcast is all about getting better as a father, and that is what we're trying to do. We're trying to build a community of people that want to be great dads. And so you found the right place. If that's you, you're here. You found us. Welcome to the community. The Dad Bod community is loving, and we're happy you're here. Today's episode is the name game. Welcome to the name game. It's like a big game show that we're gonna embark on, right? You're the next contestant on the name game because you're having a baby and you got to figure out a name. Let's get into the episode. Take a sip of that liquid death. Talk about what I'm wearing today because I have the ultimate dad bod shirt on. If you haven't heard about it, it is the Rowback Polo. Today I'm rocking the Ball Boy, solid white, sleek design, hides the dad bod pretty well. 5'10", 225 on a good day, on a really good day. And it, short, stocky kind of guy, a little pudgy, a little bit more to love in the dad bod, and hides it really well. Rowback's still not paying me. Y'all need to hit him up if you know anybody at Rowback. Tell them they don't have to pay me. Just give me a discount or send me some more shirts because I really love them, and I think you will too. I'm working on getting y'all a code to get a little discount, hide those dad bods, and then we're gonna murder some thirst with Liquid Death, who's also not paying me. I'm just giving out free ad spots here. Liquid Death is mountain water. Looks like a beer. It is water. So if you don't drink like me, don't have a reason I don't drink. I just don't. But when I go to parties or tailgate's a big one, sip on a Liquid Death. Really, you're just drinking water. Everybody thinks, man, that guy's hammering those beers. Nope. Just drinking water. And that's okay. That's what I like to do. Try to keep the dad bod a little bit slim, Want to stay in that 225 on a good day. Range, not get into the, big time dad bod. So let's talk about the name game. Where are you with the name game? How did you figure out your child's name? Because for me, wow. You want to talk about a challenging aspect of life right here. Right, the excitement of the baby is great. Everything is good. Registry, perfect. No problem. Name your child, probably the hardest thing we've had to do. Right, everything to this point has been easy. You go to the doctor tells you, hey, everything's great, cool. Or, hey, in our case, Mom, you need to gain more weight. Okay, fine. I wake up, cook breakfast, right? We put on some weight. We're good to go. Baby's looking good. Everything is going really, really well. But you have to name your kid. And I don't know, it's just a daunting task for me in my mind. Like, trying to name our child it's been tough, right? I have names that I like. Jess has names that she likes. And we have names that we both like. But deciding on that one has been the challenge of the pregnancy, right? And we're still not there. We're fixing to be in the third trimester. Everybody's like, hey, do you have a name yet? Nope. I have a last name. I can tell you his last name. My baby's last name will be Patterson. That's all I can tell you. Right? That's the given. Okay? That's a 3-step equation, and you got step 3 ready to go. Okay? Other than that, I have no idea. Okay, we've narrowed it down to probably 2 first names, I would say. Really, I mean, really and truthfully, we probably have the first name. The problem is, once you do all of that, now we're to the middle name. Why do we have middle names? I have no idea. Somebody look that up and leave it in the comments or in the reviews. I don't know why we have middle names. I guess it's to separate people, right? Like, I'm sure there's a bunch of William Pattersons out there, right? But very few of my middle name. I'm not gonna give you all my information, so you can't steal my identity and things like that. But my middle name is my middle name, and I'm sure that has some sort of distinguishing factor of me, right? That makes me me. But man, I mean, to really decide on a name, I mean, this is a lifelong deal. Right? Sure, you got nicknames that are gonna come about, and well, the kid can change his name. No, this is lifelong stuff. Actually, my dad did change his name in 2nd grade. He just decided he wanted to be James. It's not his name, so he just started writing James on all his papers. And his teacher was like, "I don't have a James in this class," and he's like, "Yeah, it's me." No, that's not your name. And he was like, "It is now." Anyway, he changed it back, but like that's a lifelong decision here. And I have to make it without the input of my child. I just have to like, "Hey, you're called this now. I've never even seen you," right? And I'm sure it could change if he comes out and it's like, "Nah, it doesn't fit." Right? But then we're all the way back to square one anyway, and we got to file a birth certificate with a name on it, but hey, you're just going to be called this now. And I have to make that decision, or we have to make that decision, I should say. And that's just the first name. And then you got to be, hey, you're going to be called this and this. And the only solution that you have is the last name is your last name, or mom's last name, or whose ever last name is pretty much guaranteed, right? The last name is the easy part. It's either mine or yours or ours. And in my case, it's ours, right? Patterson is Patterson, and it's going to be Patterson. But man, how do you figure out the name? Right? I mean, we've looked at lists, and it's got to roll. My problem is, like, so Jess has, she's got the first name, and her first name probably will win because it was on my list too. And so I just compromised, like, yeah, okay, it's fine. But then the middle name, like, I'm really big on how it sounds, like how it rolls off the tongue, right? And so if we go, like, 3-syllable first name, and then I feel like you got to have a 1-syllable middle name, right? So you got to go like 1 2 3 1 1 2 3, which would be mine, right? Like I'm William, and then Patterson, right? And so my name flows pretty well. I don't know, it may flow because I'm been using it for 30 some odd years, and I just got used to it, right? And it flows. But the flow of the name is really what we're looking for. Like, all right, I'll tell you. Our first name, no, I'm not going to tell you. Because everybody in my family is going to listen, and we haven't told anybody. So I'm not going to tell you the first name that we have. But the middle name is tough, right? Like, that's where I'm at. And so how do you find the name game, right? If you have a solution that we can talk about on air, put it on Twitter, tag me in it, Instagram, underneath this. Like, we're at a loss with the name game, and it's really difficult because we don't have like a good family name, right, that can move on. Right? And I think that's your easy way out is, okay, you take a family name. So my dad is called Jim. My baby is called Jim, right? Okay. You could do that. Or, my grandfather, you take your grandfather, great-grandfather. I don't have that. And I don't know that Jess has that. So we don't have a good family name. If this baby was a girl, easy. Moms, put them together. That's the name, right? No secret. Everybody in my family knows. If we had a If we had a girl, it would be Anne Marie, right? That's my mom and her mom. Put them together. Boom, done. Great name. Rolls off the tongue really well. Anne Marie Patterson. Perfect. The boy? Not so much, right? So we struggle because we don't have a family name. If you have a family name, cool. Put it in the middle, right? Like, I guess we do kind of have a family name, but the problem is I have sisters who also have kids who have taken the family names. And so I'm the baby, the last one to have kids, and it's like, well, what am I going to do? Because I'm at a loss. So if you have a name in your family, pretty easy, throw it together. And if it sounds good, then that's what you go with, right? But then you get in the whole situation of, okay, what if it comes out and it's not a Jim, right? My dad is called Jim, you're called Jim, or you're a junior or whatever, but it doesn't fit, right? Like, again, this is a lifelong decision. And if that name doesn't fit, well, we're back at square one with a really short timetable. Because I think, I don't know, in Texas, I think you have to file the birth certificate within 3 days. So you're telling me we've had 9 months to think about it. We settled on a name and then it doesn't fit. Now I've got 3 days. Are you supposed to have like a backup name? Well, if you're not a Jim, you can be a James. Or if you're not a James, you can be a Billy. Right? Like, what? What are we doing here? Right? This is the hardest thing. And I can't even get any input from my child. Like, hey, what do you want to be called? Well, they probably tell me something stupid for the first, not stupid, I shouldn't say that. They probably tell me something like, I want to be called Butterfly for the first 2 years. No. Okay, you're not Butterfly, and you need a name, right? And it just got me thinking of, we put, you got your name from somebody that never even met you, right? Like, your parents just gave you a name, and their parents gave them a name, and everybody just, unless you changed it, which I don't know the stats on people changing their names, but like that stuff just came to be, right? And so now I have to put the pressure, and what I get is, I feel like if I don't use my dad's name, is he gonna be upset? Right? I like my best friend's name, but does that mean I'm picking him over me? Like, that's a great middle name that we could use. But am I picking my best friend over my dad? And it's like all these, walk on eggshells. Well, if we don't use either one, then neither one can get mad, or, he can't get mad that I use his name, but I used his. And it's, you get in that situation where you kind of overthink the name game. And it really is like a game show, right? Jess will spit out like, hey, what do you think about this? And I'm like, nope, doesn't sound good. And then you hear the little music. Do, 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 do. Right? The really sad music on Price is Right. When you didn't win, and she's like, oh, okay. But then she comes out like, hey, you're the next contestant on the name game. What do you think about this? Yeah, that's okay. Oh, okay, good. I won. I get to go to the next round of this game show, right? And it's just a cycle that we're going through right now. And it's never been an argument. It's just like, hey, what do you think about this? No, I don't like that. Okay. Well, do you have an idea? Yeah, here's my idea. But it is like, it's a lot of pressure. It's a lot of pressure for me to name something that I've never even met. Like, I don't even name a dog like that. Like, we have 2 dogs. I had an idea of the name, but if the name doesn't fit, like, we have a golden retriever. We had that dog for 6 days before we named it. We was like, come here. Like, until we figured out kind of, oh yeah, that fits. We didn't name the dog. But I'm out here trying to name a child that I've never met. It's just a lot of stress. So if you've got an idea of how you navigated the name game if you're a dad that's already been through this or is going through this right now and has succeeded in finalizing that name, and hopefully it fits when the baby comes out, right? Let me know. Let other dads know. Communicate with us. We'll hop back on. Well, hey, there's a solution from Jimmy in Florida. Jimmy in Florida says, let your wife pick it because she's going to rule it anyway, right? Like, at the end of the day, she's going to decide. Okay, Jim, thank you. I really appreciate it. Right? Like, well, I don't know. How did you navigate the name game is really what I want to know because we got to figure it out. And I'm sure other dads are having this problem. So leave us a comment on this podcast, on the YouTube podcast, on Instagram, Twitter. Tag me in something on TikTok. Who duet it? I don't know. But we got to figure out how to win the name game because we're struggling. We're struggling with the middle name in particular. And so maybe you got some insight. Maybe you can help. Leave a comment, leave a review, subscribe, do whatever you can to support the podcast. Tell a friend, tell a colleague, tell a brother, tell a sister, who cares? Ladies are welcome. Ladies, you want some insight on what your man is thinking throughout this whole process? Listen up. We're here. This is the dad bod community, and we welcome everybody. Ladies, dad bods, non-dad bods. Who cares? What's the overarching theme is to be present. And when we're trying to do better, we're trying to be present. And that's what we're talking about. So if you got a solution, drop it in a comment. Let us know. And that's all I got. We'll wrap it up because I got to go figure out what to name my child. Lord be with us because it's a struggle. We'll talk to you on the next one.